Mirror Sphere Origin. Welcome all. This is Danny, your host. I'm so glad you're all here, and thank you all for who's been subbed, liked, and shared my videos. I had an uptick of subs lately, and I'm so glad about it. I am now part of the fourth wave of the Fandom Menace, and I'm happy to be a part of them and this group of fans who love to share what we love and like to critique what we don't. We're just fans. We're geeks, nerds, and fans of all types and shapes and sizes. And I am so happy to be a part of this community, no matter what they try to label us as. I know, I gotta shave, but alright, let's get to it, shall we? This video is about the final review of the Battlemage. It's the final book in the Summer series by Taran Matharu. I'm still probably butchering your name. Sorry about that, man. I'm terrible at names. But I gotta say, I'm not gonna put any spoilers in this video. I'm actually gonna make a spoiler video of the series and my feelings. I don't know if it'll have too much spoilers, but I'll have my overall feelings on the series as a whole. So I'll make two videos today, that one and then this one and then that one. I gotta say though, it ended really well. It didn't disappoint. There was a lot of parts in here you were just wow. Yeah, you know, he really knows how to make you at the edge of your seat almost the entire time. He does a wonderful job. And if I had to say, if I would rank his books to my favorites, I would say they're in the top 10 of my favorite books of all time, especially a series. I'll talk later about the full series and how I feel about that later, but this is just a video of the review of the book. It starts where it left off. If you've read these books or seen, you know that where they are. It is really good. The world he created inside of this dimension where the demons live is really well done. It's really interesting. It's its own fully, almost a crazy looking world. Because he's got his main world that everybody lives in. He's got the what does he call it? The rift, or I can't remember the second. But it's like a dimension where all the demons live and where they have to go to get into with a summon. They have to go there and capture demons so they can summon them into to the real world. I think he did a fantastic job explaining the worlds. The different demons are freaking crazy. But yeah, I think the way he done all of his creature designs were very interesting. You definitely can fully see them in your mind as you're reading the different kind of crazy ass demons that he's created. And they're not like you would think demons. They're not like evil, creatures who want to destroy all reality. These are like fantasy Pokemon. If you kind of know what I mean. Like you go in, you have a certain level. In the book, he explains that certain people were born with different levels of summoning energy. And the stronger they become, the more stronger demons they can get. Certain demons have a higher level of summoning, and some don't. So it's very interesting how it all comes together. How you think, certain things are coming, and then he really puts Fletcher through hell in these books. But he also grows the character. All the side characters are all really likable, and it impacts you when certain things actually happen, or if a character is no longer there or dies off, or you feel it. So that's great, because there's so many times now in in a lot of, especially TV shows and stuff like that, where people write in characters and then they kill them off, and people are like, okay, I didn't really care. I wasn't invested in that character. But these characters I was all invested in. I don't think there was a single character in there that I didn't, like or hate. And the characters you hate. Sorry, freaking. He does a really well job at creating this world, and the series is great. What I would rank this book, the ending of this book, is definitely these books. You know what? I'll still make the second book video. What I'll do is I'll pretty much end this here as a review for this book, and then what I'll do is I'll do a full review of the season, of the series. It's a 3-book series. I haven't got the prequel yet. There is a prequel book that talks about one of the main, or the other characters that becomes very important to the main character. And then I know he has a new book line that he's doing, so I am going to check that out soon too. But yeah, I think these books are really well written, really thought out world. The creatures are awesome. They really show that this guy put a lot of heart into these stories. He really knows what he's doing, and he really enjoys what he's doing. Other than that, I want to thank him for all the advice he gave me, because the author has actually got a hold of it in the comics, in the comic section of my other thing, and actually had a conversation with me, which is great, and gave me advice on my own story, which is awesome. Not many people would do that. I'm not a professional writer. I'm sure this guy is. He's probably went to many schools, went through classes and everything. I haven't done that. My writing skills aren't the greatest. That's why I'm so glad my editor is my brother, who is a lot better at this stuff than I am. But, we're fans. What we're trying to do is what we want to do is create something that people can enjoy for years to come. And sometimes books is where it has to start. Not all of us can just write, movies. We can't afford it. Not all of us can start whole TV shows. Not everyone can create comics. I'm not an artist, and I have no idea how to write for a comic book. So, but I do love comics. I do love stories. I love a good story. And that's all we can ask for, is people give us good stories. And this guy has done a very good job at giving us a great story. If you have not checked out the Summoner series, please, I bet you would enjoy this. If you like Aragon, if you like Lord of the Rings, if you like Harry Potter, I'm not even a Harry Potter fan. I still, I don't know why. It wasn't my books, but if you like fantasy style books, if you want to delve into a world that's not like our own and just dream of different things, I suggest you get these books and really delve into them. The third book was great. The way it ended, let's just say that it feels like every other time I get finished with a series of books, a book series, and I just regret it's over. Because that's what it feels like. It gets to a point where you're just like, oh man, this is the last book, and you come into the end of the book, and you're regretting to have to end it, because you're liking the world so much. You're liking these characters. You're liking Fletcher. You're liking the Alpha I can't say her name. I will butcher it like crazy, but God, I'm gonna have to look that up now. Saliva. I butcher names. I'm terrible at names. I will say one thing though. I was really hoping for a really end of their love thing, but there's hints. There's hints in the book that they still find each other, and yeah. If there was another book to this series, I would totally want to read it again. Maybe when he's older. I don't know, man. But, jeez, these are great. You definitely made a great story, and you ended it really well. And this world, it's almost sad to be done with it because it's such a good world and such a good read. I'm just, I'll definitely read them again at a later time. I'll definitely give this to my kids to read because I have I have a 13-year-old stepson and a 14-year-old stepdaughter, and I have 2 daughters of my own who are 5 and under. But I will definitely keep these books for them to read. I'm sure they will love to because this is good books. Good books. I really like the cover art. I really do. I think it looks really good. Yeah. I think he did a good job. I think he should be as famous as Aragon. He should have his own TV show and everything. But if you do that, make sure they do it right, because Aragon was a terrible movie. Don't get me wrong, I used to think it was awesome until I read the book. And then, holy crap, I realized how bad they butchered the movie from what the book was. It was horrible. I just did a series where I went through the Lord of the Rings books and the difference between, I'm going to do the difference between the movies and the books. And I'm going to say, if you guys have never read the Lord of the Rings books and you just like the movies, read the books. The books make... the movies are fantastic, the Lord of the Rings movies, especially the extended version, but the books are on a level, or Tolkien, Tolkien was a master writer. I don't even dream of getting to his level of writing, but that man is my hero, and I'm sure he's a hero to this writer and so many others. He was he changed the world with some of his stuff, him and so many others. The Narnia series, I would put these series up there with Narnia, with Lord of the Rings, with Aragon, but I will talk about that later. I don't want to spoil anything right now about how I felt about the whole series. So thank you, again, for coming. Thank you for watching my videos, sharing, liking, and subbing to my channel. I like to cover books, and I like to cover what I'm doing, and I like to cover movies and TV shows, and so much more. I like to be positive, and I like to be negative. I like to be just truthful with you, give my honest God opinion. That, I don't want to be one of those guys who's always negative. I don't want to be a channel that's always positive about everything. I don't want to be stuck to one subject, like, some of the guys are just Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever. I want to be pop culture. And books are part of pop culture. They're part of our entire, literally, the history of our world was built on books. And getting to sit down and really get into new worlds and fantasy land, that's something that is a gift that humankind has done since Stone Ages. And so, telling people stories, trying to, entertain people through just the craziest things we could think of is so much fun to do. So I thank you again, and I thank the author, Taran Matharu, again. I know I butchered your name. I have terrible names. Oh, I'm sorry, but thank you again. You have made a great series of, and it was definitely worth the read, worth every penny. All right, all of you have a good day. Stay safe, stay healthy, be good to each other. Hail the Phantom Menace. Hail Confiscate, and hail real good authors and good stories. Thank you. Have a good one.